Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Stone Garden Games. My name is Cody, and just a little bit of clarification going forward on these next couple of weeks or months on this channel. A lot of the videos that you're going to see are going to be a little bit more vlog style, so you're going to kind of see a progression of what me and my wife, Mrs. Stone, have been doing throughout the weeks or days. And like, just for instance, this video here, this past weekend, me and my wife got our first plants that we've in a couple years. So I got a cherry tomato plant and then 2 bush Goliath, so like slicer sandwich tomatoes, and I also got my wife a banana pepper plant. So getting our garden started, we're going to do containers this year, I think, just to kind of get our feet wet again, not to spread ourselves too thin. Also, about a week and a half ago, back on my birthday, me and my wife got our first chickens that we've gotten in 4 or 5 plus years. It's been a very long time since we've raised chickens. So we got our chickens, we got some plants, we got them all potted up this week and got some fertilizer and mulch and compost and all that stuff. So like I mentioned, going forward the next couple of weeks and months here on this channel, you're going to see a little more vlog style videos. It's not going to be like a structured format, but that being said, I am going to get to the point where I'm going to do more structured, topic focused based videos on this. Like, I have one that I've been wanting to do is like 10 or 20 things that you can do to live a healthier life, like switching to stainless steel and go out. Just it's a list of things that I used to do and have started doing again to make myself happier spiritually, mentally, physically, all that kind of stuff. So with that being said, just to clarify going forward, a little bit more vlog style videos here, not really like a concise topic video. So you're gonna be like, 1 minute we're talking about chickens, the next minute is plants, the next minute we might be going for, like, I got a 4-mile walk hike that me and my wife went on, and just little snippets here in this video. So with that being said, y'all, let me quit yapping. I appreciate you making this video part of your day. I'll see you in the next part of the video.
First chickens in years. Let's try to get both of us. All right, so these are our first chickens in like 4 or 5, maybe even 6 years. So
okay, honeys, come here.
Let me grab 2. You grab 2, I'll grab 2.
I'll grab these 2. Come here, babies.
All right, Mrs. Stone has one. Come here, babies.
Look at these wings.
Come here, babies. There we go. There they are.
There you go, babies.
All right, go ahead, babies.
Yeah, so be gentle, also.
Yeah, get off, babies.
Also, be gentle.
All right, there they are. So real quick, our setup is a little crude right now, and it's definitely not permanent. It's just for a few days, and we are not going to be able to run this light when we are not here. But luckily, I live very close to work. So there are the babies. We got them all set up. We got some electrolytes in their water, some medicated feed to get them started off and keep them nice and healthy. We actually had, I believe it was one of these 2 chicks that was having a little bit of a hard time this morning. They were very wobbly, very shaky. Obviously, they're just these animals. They're just little babies, you know. So the time of transit, all that stress it can put on them can be just, again, very traumatic, very stressful on their little bodies. So again, one of them was very wobbly this morning. Me and my wife were a little upset. So again, with that, now you can't even tell which one was acting funny because they were all acting totally normal. So the electrolytes definitely helped. The medicated feed will help ward off any like illnesses or diseases and stuff like that. And again, before this clip, I'll mention to y'all about me and my wife living in the country and having chickens and all that. So this is just kind of like an interlude too. And, you know, getting started, you want to go with some pine shavings here. Don't go with red cedar. It gets the fumes. I've used red cedar in the past, but it was for my older chickens and they were outside, so it was very well ventilated. But yeah, just a great start. Definitely getting back to my quote-unquote hippie ways with my wife. We lived very holistically for a very long time, and just due to trauma and, you know, factors of our life out of our control, you know, and given into convenience, we've got away from it. We're starting to make another path away that way again. So really glad that I think it was think it was her right here. I'm really glad to see her doing well. She was not opening her eyes. She was breathing very funnily. She was getting to a point where she couldn't even stand up on her own, and now she was acting totally normal. That was literally just like 5-6 hours ago. So some good old electrolytes and some good food. We did have to do a drop out of that. That is actually Nutri-Drench. It's a brand. I don't have it near me. Maybe I'll clip it and put it right here or something. I'll even do a separate clip. But just get some kind of electrolyte or prebiotic, and the Nutri-Drench is what we went with here. You can use it for goose, turkeys, ducks, and chickens and chicks. So be careful. You do want to ration out. You know, it's 4 fluid ounces per gallon. That is a half a quart. So you want to do about that, rations out to about an ounce and a half. So that is what we did. You can see it's got the slightest brown color, like a liquid vitamin. But yeah, I'm really glad to see them doing well now. It makes me so freaking happy. And one more thing that I also want to mention, you'll see that I kind of have the heat lamp off to one side. You don't want to have it too close because obviously wood flakes, you know, flammable material, but you want to have it close enough where you can feel ever so slight heat underneath where they can stand under the light. You want to have one side of their little den on a warm side, and then have one side that's shaded and cool. That way they can just pick what they can regulate their temperature that way. And I like to keep the water in the cool side and have the food somewhere in between, and then obviously have the warm and the shady side. And there are also people that probably already know this, but when you get them started with their food, you want to get you don't have to get organic, but you want to make sure you get chick starter grower. That's what you want. And then when they get, I don't know, probably about 16 weeks old, maybe a little bit older, you can start getting them what's called layer feed. So right now, for the first 2 months, first 6 to 12, 16 weeks, you want to have them on this chick starter grower. At least that's how I've always done it. If anybody says differently, let me know in the comments. I'm not saying I'm no chicken guru. Like I said, I've had ducks and chickens and reptiles in the past, but I never claimed to be an expert. But these are just methods that worked for me. All my chickens were healthy and produced beautiful, nutritious eggs. So just me sharing my personal experience.
Will somebody eat so I can make sure it works? Will somebody come eat so I can make sure this isn't too hot for you? Come here, babies.
So me and my wife went to Tractor Supply today, and we picked up this 2 foot by 4 foot by 2 foot gallon. It's like a 100-gallon container. And I wish I would have done this years ago with her, because this is definitely the way to raise chicks. It's just so much easier. And then it'll be weeks before they're trying to jump this high to get out. So this will probably like house them for their entire like young lives. You know what I'm saying? Up until they're like just starting to get their feathers and the plumage is starting to come out. But this is also big enough where you can have like one side be very warm where they can like, you know, get a little toasty, and then they can go and cool off on the other side where it's very shaded. I like, you know, in that video I did earlier, you know, I said I like to keep their water and their food. Me and my wife just like to, you know, we don't like to drink and eat in hot weather all the time. So I just feel like that's how other animals are too. They're usually, and even when you watch deer and stuff, they always try to find shady spots, or cattle when they try to find a drink or go down a creek or whatever. So, but I'm really liking the way that this is turning out. I really wish we would have done this years ago. And this is a little bit, you know, redneck engineering or whatever, but just for now, I did tell you this was temporary, but me and my wife were just not pleased with the little plastic tote. It wasn't near big enough. They were going to grow out of that in just a matter of a month probably, if not less than that. But we do just have some zip ties, just kind of keeping their food, just kind of hovering over just to keep them from pooping it and scratching, you know, slinging wood shavings up into it. So that'll keep the food and the water cleaner. Y'all can see the color of the water there. Me and my wife put those minerals in there earlier. Oh, damn it. The Nutri-Drench that I was telling y'all about. I had never used that. Usually I've always used Save-A-Chick when we were out in the country before, like I mentioned to y'all earlier. But yeah, let me quit yapping. I'm really pleased with how this is looking. And me and my wife had a good time setting them up. And now they're healthy and happy. So went to Home Depot today. And I got me some. I probably should have got treated, but I was being a little bit... paranoid. I probably could have gotten treated because the coop, they are going to be outside, so there's going to be a lot of ventilation. Some people say not to use treated lumber with your chickens, but yeah, so I went ahead and just got some untreated yellow pine. I might even get some polyurethane and I don't know, put my own on it. It's going to rot no matter what. It's going to be sitting on the ground, so I have to change it in a couple years regardless. And then forgive my messy truck, but I also just picked up a little set of screwdrivers. But I also got this stuff, and I'll show y'all. We'll use this when we get closer to the project. But I got some. These are just like, it's called hangers tape, interlocking metal hanger strap. It's just called hangers tape, but it's got these little holes in it. So again, closer to application, we'll figure out but I'll show you what that's for. And then this is just to cut the metal. So it's a start. And this was some other lumber that I got from my grandfather. He had sitting around. I don't think this stuff is treated, but it might be. And then I got these pallets I was going to use them to make a compost area somewhere out in the yard. I'm not really sure yet. And then initially I was thinking about building the coop out of these because I have used pallets to build a chicken coop before, but I wanted to do it something a little bit different. So I think I'm going to do the chicken tractor. So I'm going to obviously frame all these out. These are just 6-foot pieces. I'll use these to frame out the door. And then the 8-foot long pieces, the 2x4s by 8s, I'm going to frame them out. And then I'll put wheels on the back and it'll be able to be moved around the yard and shit. Me and Mrs. Stone just ran to Tractor Supply in Home Depot. These are her plants she picked out. She got this really awesome looking cactus and this palm. The palm was like $14 on sale. Forget what kind of palm and cactus that is, but here's some stuff I picked up from Harbor Freight. Got a level for when I start getting the coop together. I was walking around the store and needed something, didn't want to go back up to the front for a cart, so I grabbed this, $4. So you can always use a 5-gallon bucket. Got a hose for the front yard, but we're gonna get another one of these for the backyard tomorrow. Also got a wand, $10. Got some bungees right here, some rope just in case. I need to tie something down in my truck. I didn't have any. Again, trying to acquire some of the stuff that I used to just have laying around when me and my wife were living in the country, and when we moved, we kind of just chucked a lot of shit and just said to hell with it and just threw it away. But got this for when we start doing our tomatoes and our plants. We needed that. Also got some gardening gloves. They're like $1.50 a piece, so I had to grab those. Also got this latch. That's for the door on the chicken coop when we get it going. Also got these solid rubber wheels, so that'll be pretty cool. Still got to get the washers and the bolt and all that stuff, or carriage bolt, whatever the hell that's called. Right here we have this is Mrs. Stone's indoor and outdoor potting mix for her cactus and her palm. And then I got me some all natural. It's supposed to be organic, but I grabbed it kind of quick, but it doesn't really matter. But it's potting mix is what it is. So I got 2 bags of that and then some mushroom compost. Also got some shavings for the chickens because they need some fresh stuff because we were out of that. Also got a cherry tomato right here. Sorry for the hair in the car right there, y'all. You know how it is when you have animals. Also got 2, I think these are some kind of slicer tomatoes. I forgot. I have to ask Mrs. Stone again. And then she got some, I think those are banana peppers right there. So we're excited.
Oil. No?
Yeah, but I'm gonna put
Maybe
it
I'm
under
thinking
the
something
soil.
else.
No, you're right. But when I bury it, I'm probably gonna bury it up to here.
Yeah.
So I might even take this one off and then I'd bury it up to right here. I'm not sure. Or should I just plant it?
Maybe I say you just plant it. I think it'll be okay. It needs to be planted, I think, because you need to start being able to like water it and do all those things.
Okay, so my phone died. Mrs. Stone let me know, thankfully, but I did get my cherry tomato right here. That is the Husk Cherry Red. I don't know if I've grown that one before, so I got this one. This is actually one of my old grandma's pots that she gave to me and my wife. And this one right here is a Bush Goliath, so that'll be like my slicer tomato and stuff. And then I'm doing my last one. I think it's the same one too. I think this is the, Bush Goliath. So got to get this one all mixed up. Again, I said it earlier, but I got my mushroom compost, Kellogg Organics natural potting mix. I should have had my mic, but you'll probably hear me okay. And then this stuff here, I've never used it before, but I figured I'd try it. So, off the loo. I haven't really used compost a whole lot, to be honest. Like when me and my wife were living in the country, I just kind of like made some raised beds and then just threw the plants in there. So this is kind of a little bit new to me, kind of ratioing it out. And I usually get garden soil. I'm not used to planting in containers as much. My grandma used to do it that way. But I think garden soil kind of holds the moisture more, and that potting soil kind of like, it has a little bit more drainage value. So, but I'm curious to see how this mushroom compost works. Again, I've never used that before. I've used a black cow manure, but that was, again, years and years ago. So thank you. And I actually read something. I'm going to prune these a little bit just so I can get a little bit deeper, because I'm going to take them out of these pots, I think, in like 2 weeks and just see what they do. I read or watched somewhere that when you prune these, you're supposed to leave them out for a day because you don't want the inner mucous membrane of the plant to get in contact with the soil, because it can give it disease and stuff like that. I've done it before and I don't think I've had any issues, so I'm just going to, I don't know, I guess we'll just have to see, you know, but I'm going to do it now. I've even seen where some people actually bandage them up. They'll put like saran wrap around where they clip the not, what are they called? The shoots, I think they come between, or what are they called? I'm trying to think now. Kind of blanking. I also kind of wish that when me and my wife were living in the country that I tried to get a little more into composting. Because, you know, when you're living in a neighborhood, when you have neighbors and stuff, they might not be too kind to the smell and stuff like that, you know. But when you're in the country, it doesn't really matter. You can just do what the hell you want. But I don't know, people do, like, you know, people make compost in like 5-gallon buckets and plastic bins, and it works, you know. But I wouldn't mind maybe dipping my toes into composting one day, but for now I'm just gonna buy this because it's like, it's just way more convenient for now. Yes, ma'am. Just the cups, you mean, or like the tools? And okay, yeah. We need to get that all shed cleaned out there so we can. Use that. right, so I'm just gonna yap here for a minute. I got Mrs. Stone walking in front of me. We're at a undisclosed place, but it's a place that me and Mrs. Stone like to walk, trying to get some UV rays and all that stuff, get my cardio in. But just kind of wanted to say, little update on the tomatoes and herb bell peppers. We have to get some pots and stuff. I told y'all earlier that I was gonna get some fabric grower bags, but just didn't work out, so we ended up having some extra pots sitting on our back patio, so we just used those. And I think I mentioned to y'all also that one of those big blue ones that I put the cherry tomatoes in, those were my grandma's, so they're kind of special to me and my wife. But yeah, forgive the car. It's probably the worst time for me to get, but I'll make this quick. But yeah, got the tomatoes planted. Okay, sorry, as I was saying, Mrs. Stone's bell peppers, we got to get those. We're gonna do that next week. But then another thing is we have World's Strongest Man. April, when is that, babe?
23rd. Well, we leave the 23rd. It's on the 24th.
April 23rd until the 24th. So definitely just something to keep in mind. Her mom and her husband, they're going to come and check our animals and maybe water my plants if I need them to. But we shouldn't be gone too long, only like 2-3 days. But we have that coming up. And then in June, we're going to Nashville for a little Star Wars. It's called ICC. It's kind of like a Comic-Con, a convention type thing, a lot of toys and comics and stuff. But yeah, just another one of the things that me and my wife are trying to get back into is getting our cardio and just getting back outside. We're kind of finding ourselves again after all that trauma with losing my brother and stuff. So we're just trying to live life the way that we used to. And this is what we did. We were always outside, whether I was hunting or we were just sitting outside, like on our 2 acres, which never really got to explain this a lot either, but our 2 acres was like, it was in the woods surrounded by hundreds and thousands of acres of woods. It wasn't our, we had 2 acres, but you'd be surprised what all you could do with 2 acres. But yeah, this is just, so we got an update on the plants. We're getting those going, starting small with a couple containers. Don't want to get too crazy or spread ourselves too thin. Got the chickens, they're doing good. They're getting, their wings are almost fully feathered. They got their little tails coming in. Went to Harbor Freight and Home Depot. I showed you all that stuff. We got our plants and I got some tools for the coop and stuff like that. But everything is moving along. Getting back to that OG living motherfucker. So, but yeah, I love spending I just feel like this is where me and my wife belong. Just like out under the sun in nature, smelling the trees and the air. If you can, just get out and do a 30-minute walk. Even if it's around your neighborhood or in your apartment, just get out and try to get some sun on your skin. Even if it's 30 minutes, it's better than nothing at all. But let me quit yapping. You are tired of hearing me trying to breathe and talk at the same time. Just wanted to yap about that quick update on the plants, on the chickens, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll see you on the next part of the video, whatever that is.
All right, y'all, so that was the video y'all seen. Y'all see me and Mrs. Stone's 4-mile hike. Y'all seen our chickens. Y'all seen our plants. So things are starting to take shape again. This is what you see here in this video. This is how me and my wife spent every day for a very, very, very long time up until the point that my brother was involved in that hit and run. So that definitely flipped my life up, me and my family's life. And now I'm just trying to get back to how the old Cody used to live. I might not have my long blonde hippie hair, but I still have that soul and body of wanting to live a better, cleaner, happier life. So with that being said, everybody, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos like this here on this channel. If you're a Star Wars fan or a nerd fan, you like action figures or comic books, TV shows, movies, you can also check out a other channel that I run. It's my main channel called The Stone Mandalorian, The Stone Collector, and that's where I do what I just told you. I talk about comic books, action figures, movies, shows, all that kind of just nerd stuff, you know what I'm saying? So if you're interested in that kind of thing, go on over to Stone Mandalorian and check that out. But if you like nature, animals, gardening, that kind of stuff, healthy lifestyle tips, this is where I'm going to be doing that kind of stuff. So with that being said, everybody, thank you for making this video part of your day. I'll see you next time.